Alright, good day mates, we're back in the woods, but it's snowed, so maybe I'm thinking maybe we might have some more luck looking for the green buffalo in the cold, because if you remember episode 1, the green buffalo likes a wide range of habitats and climates. So if we couldn't find them in the snowy summers, maybe we'd find them in the cold, snowy forest. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the snow is very thick. Wearing boots, of course, but it is very thick. I'm hoping maybe we could find some wildlife in the woods, maybe some more animals, and if we're very, very lucky, the green buffalo. It's getting pretty dark. It's about sunset right now, so maybe we'll see some nocturnal creatures. But yeah, we're hoping we find something of value. Oh shoot, lads! I don't know if you can see them. There's some deer out in the woods. I don't believe it. So they're just standing there, looking around, probably finding some brush to eat. Where it's kind of sparse this time of year. But yeah, really cool to see some wild deer running around. Of course, not a green buffalo like we hoped, but these are some brown deer, and you know, that's cool. Oh, there's another one behind the tree over there. That's so cool. Wow. Alright mates, I found some footprints. I don't know what these quite could be. They could be of a fox, or maybe something. Ooh, look at that, lads. That's a big one. I think that could be the green buffalo, but we gotta be sure. We gotta keep going into the brush, into the bush, like the show is called, if we're gonna find that creature. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Robins. Bit gross, but it's a good sign that an animal, possibly a big animal, could be nearby, like the green buffalo, and we very much want that. Oh man, look, it's a possum. It's a little possum living in the woods, and it must be freezing, as am I. It's very cold. Look at my hands, so red. Should have bought gloves. I don't have gloves. As a bushman, they know how to keep themselves warm. But look at this little possum. It must be freezing in the cold. The possum speaks. Look at him. He must be so cold. I don't know what to do. Little possum, are you all right? Yeah, that's the noise a cold, freezing possum makes. So maybe I'll help him find his family, and then hopefully we can get him back to his home. So I'm gonna pick him up. I'm gonna pick you up, little possum, alright? Alright, I think that's a possum saying yes. We have consent to pick him up. So I'm gonna hold him, and I'm gonna carry him back to his home. Alright, this is me and the possum. He's walking. He told me his name is Harith, which is an uncommon human name, but it's actually a quite common possum name. Possums actually have a very extensive culture. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, he's saying so. So yeah, possums actually have an extensive culture, and Harith is a very common name amongst male possums. So we're gonna keep looking for his family. Alright, so I've been walking a decent distance. Like I said before, don't have gloves, but I do have a coat. The coat is making a huge difference Don't ask me how I bought the coat, and don't ask me if I stole it off a homeless man, because the answer, you won't get one. So, we're just gonna take a little breather. You got my possum friend nuzzled up in my arms. We're just gonna take a minute to warm up, because staying warm is very important when you're adventuring in the snow, because you might freeze to death. You don't want to freeze to death, right, Harris? Yeah, he agrees with me. All smart possums agree with me. That's a common theme. I've trekked the distance. I'll see the deer a bit further into the woods, and there's some more over there. I'm debating whether or not I should get closer and maybe leave them be. I think I'm gonna leave them be for now, but still an incredible sight. That one right there is definitely a big one. I'd rather not be attacked by a big deer, but it's still incredible sight. Would like to get closer if I'll have the chance. We'll see. Right, me and Harith have been walking around a bit. Still no sign of his possum family. I heard a few possum noises off in the distance, so I think we're getting close. So a few more little facts about possums while we're going for the adventure. So one, what Harith is, actually isn't a possum. It's actually an opossum, because possums are different animals. An opossum and a possum are two different things, and they're often confused. But this is an opossum. I'm still gonna call them possums though, because that rolls off the tongue a bit better. Possums are also the only marsupial not in Australia. They live in North America. They might live in Europe, but I don't remember. I know they live in North America though, because I have one and I'm in North America. I should specify I'm in the Alaskan wilds, which I came to because it was snowing. Anyways, so yeah, possums are the only marsupial that doesn't live in Australia, which is where I'm from. Other marsupials include koalas, kangaroos, a few others. I think I heard a creature. I'm gonna run. Oh shoot. I hear something. Could be a predator, could be a monster. I don't know, it could be one of the werewolves. But we gotta go. It sounded, I don't know if the camera picked it up, sounded like an old woman. Fact about werewolves, they often mimic an old woman's voice to try and lure unsuspecting people. So if you ever hear an old woman in the forest, don't go close to them. So anyways, I'm gonna huddle over here, away from the werewolf, and we're gonna talk more to Harith. So more possum facts. They play dead when there's danger. Now that's not a voluntary thing. That's something they just have to do. It's like a impulsory thing. Yeah, and they're right, Harith. Yeah, Harith knows all about possums because he is a possum. Why don't you tell us another fact, Harith? Whoa. That's a good fact. I even forgot that one. I actually had a major in possumology. Yeah, possumology, where we study possums. But that was quite a while ago. I haven't read the book in quite a few years. And I've been hit on the head a few times by wild animals and homeowners. Turns out you can't just walk into any forest. You gotta make sure you're not trespassing. But yeah, so I forgot a decent amount of my possum facts, but luckily I remember a few. I remember the big ones, that they're marsupials, which means they have babies in the pouch. They have a pouch where they keep their young, and they play dead when they feel threatened. But yeah, possums, cool animal, one of my favorites. Oh yeah. Alright, keep going. We've been walking a decent distance now. I'm thinking maybe we're getting to the edge of the forest soon, but hopefully we will find the possum family, maybe some warmth, because I am quite cold. But yeah, hopefully we find the possum family very soon. Oh my god, mates, we found him! The possum family, it's Harris' family. Harris, what do you think? Yeah, Harris is excited to find his family in the cold just before the sun sets, which is really good. So I'm just gonna put Harris down right there. They can talk about all the family adventures. There's possums, there's a possum family, and yeah, they can be on their way. Be a great little possum family, I think. So we keep on walking through the woods in hopes of finding an animal. We saw some deer and we saw possum, which is a lot better than what we saw the last two times, which was nothing. I think we saw a bird, but that was it. Found that totem, but the totem didn't do much. So yeah, we just keep on exploring with this thick brush. There's that open area where the deers were. I think they've gone, and I didn't want to bother them before, so I think I'm gonna go explore this area now, and hopefully we'll see if we can find clues like that. Perfect time, and this is definitely a clue. There was definitely a good amount of deer running through here, so we'll keep going. Some more droppings, definitely a good sign. The deer, though, definitely is the biggest animal we've seen so far, so it's incredible that we spotted them. I would say that makes this whole trip worth it. And just look at this frozen wasteland. My god. It's very much a incredible sight seeing these lands frozen over. But it's also quite depressing knowing that it's full of many hardships for the animals. But hopefully they're having luck finding warmth. I do hope they found luck in that case. And I think you can all see there are continue to be a lot of footprints. They definitely went through this area. Yeah, we keep walking. I'm a bit worried. We don't truly know what the terrain below us is like. So for all we know, there could be a big rock that we step on, or maybe something we don't want to step on. Maybe there's in fact, in these parts, there's a rare animal called the snow chomper. Yes, he only comes out during the snow. And oftentimes, what he'll do is he'll hide underneath the snow and wait for some unsuspecting animals or bushmen to step on them, and they bite their arms off. Yeah, it's a horrible, horrible sight. I've seen it happen to a few mates of my own. And they would tell you about it, but they're dead, so they can't. So I gotta tell you about it, so that when you're in your frozen wasteland adventures, you don't make the same mistakes. Yeah. You know what, mates? I'm kind of tired. I think I might lay down in the snow. Yeah. We're gonna make some Bushman snow angels. Very, very fun. I love the snow. Yeah. I'm really tired and it's getting really dark. I should probably get out of here before the coyotes get here. A lot of coyotes in these spots. But what's worse, there could be some creatures worse than coyotes. Yes, There's the vicious giant bat, which is another nocturnal species that lives around these parts. The giant predatory bat who eats children. Luckily, I'm not a children, I'm a bushman, but they also eat bushmen. They really just eat any person of sorts. Looking here, there's some more deer tracks. I don't know if you can see, but good sign of where the deers have been. It was a really bad idea to lay down because now my whole back is cold. And I'm that startled me a bit. I thought that could have been the giant bat trying to grab at me. Luckily it was just a tree branch. And also luckily it wasn't an evil tree branch, because those do tend to run at you in dark forests. I'm gonna go the other path now and hopefully find something more, because the tracks seem to be very thick around these parts. Alright, we continue. These have definitely been down this way. There's a droppings pit. I'm willing to bet they live somewhere out in that way, so I'll turn back as to not disturb them. The last thing we want to do is disturb some wildlife, because you never want to disturb wildlife, especially when you're a bushman, because they could get very bothered, and sometimes wildlife won't invite you back. And I saw movement over in that edge of the forest, and I could have sworn I just heard something. I'd rather not go that way, because it's getting dark and you never know what predators lurk out that way. Yeah, as you can see, the moon is out now, which really don't want to be around for when the werewolves come. There are werewolves in these forests, by the way. A little known fact about these forests. But yeah, all the mythical creatures live out here. And, sometimes when you're venturing, you don't want to be out in these spots when the werewolves are out, when all the mythical creatures are. But you know what? I took Bushman self-defense classes back in my day, so we'll be fine. But you know what, I should probably say this now: don't try this at home, probably because you couldn't really do much bushmaning at home. But on that topic, don't try this in your local forests, especially your local dark forests, because you never know what could be running around. There could be the werewolves, could be the coyotes, could be the giant predatory bats, could be a whole bunch of stuff, and you just never know what vicious animals might attack. Also beautiful animals, because all animals are beautiful, but you never know what vicious animals could attack. And even worse, you might scare away a green buffalo, and we don't want that. That's the most important thing. You never ever want to scare away a green buffalo, because that would make me sad. But in the chance that you ever do see a green buffalo, make sure you take out your video camera, record it, and send it into the station, the network, so they can fire me and give you the show instead. So don't do that, actually. That would make me very sad. But yeah, don't go exploring in the forests, because you'll take my job. Oh, by the way, so I've received word that it is the birthday of one of the 2 fans of Into the Bush. So I'll just do a little birthday message. Happy birthday. Wish we had some candles, but we just have snow. Can't really light a candle in this weather. It's pretty cold. And you can't bake a cake either because of the snow. And have snow cones though, but we don't have all the other necessary stuff to make snow cones. But yeah, happy birthday Into the Bush fan. And maybe I'll find some snow cone mix out here. Yeah, if you didn't know, this snow cone mix, like the syrup that flavors it, is actually found in the wild. It's not made in a factory like you'd think. It's actually found on bushes as the syrup. Well, actually, it's found on the fruit, and then when you crush them into the syrup and then put them in the snow. So yeah, maybe on a future episode, I'll have to make a Bushman snow cone. Alright lads, it's getting dark, it's getting cold, so I'm gonna have to find shelter now. But I'm gonna cut the video. I'm gonna end today's episode right there. And yeah, we saw some deer, we saw a ton of deer. We saw some possums, like Harith, love Harith. But yeah, saw some deer, saw some possums, saw some snow, lots of snow. Might have to come back in the snow, explore a bit more. Unfortunately, like episode 1 and 2, we did not find the green buffalo. But maybe in episode 4, we'll have some more luck. All right, I'll see you mates when next time we go into the bush.